A lot of employers hear the term reasonable accommodation and in the context of employees or applicants with a disability or a perceived disability, and they wonder what that is. Now, the ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act, requires that an employer or a potential employer provide a reasonable accommodation to an applicant or a current employee if that reasonable accommodation will enable the employee to perform his or her essential functions of the job. However, reasonable accommodations are not required if the employer can show that it would cause undue burden, expense, or other hardship in making the accommodation. Now, what is a reasonable accommodation? Reasonable accommodations can include providing specific devices or additional equipment that will assist the employee in performing his or her essential job functions. It may require restructuring the job to a certain extent, modifying work hours, providing partial or part-time work, but ultimately the reasonable accommodation is measured, or the limit is measured by an undue burden or expense on the employer, and it, once again, ultimately cannot change the description of the job.